Okay, today we're going to take a look at solving the quadratic equation by completing the square on Aleks, and this is the second kind of question that we have from Aleks. This one specifically says, first choose the appropriate form, fill in the blanks, then solve the equation. If there's more than one solution, separate them with commas. Nowhere in the question does it say round to the nearest hundredth. So that's your clue that you want to keep this in simplest radical form. And also you have what I've circled here on my computer screen is that radical symbol. So let that be a note to you that you're going to keep this in simplest radical form. If we recall how to go ahead and start our process for completing the square, your equation should be in the form of x squared plus bx equals d. I don't quite have that in my question here, so we're going to go ahead and do that by moving that 35 to the other side. So subtract it on both sides. When you do that, you get x squared minus 14x equals negative 35. Okay, now we're in the right form, so now we can start completing the square. In order to complete the square, we take our b, which in this case is negative 14. We cut it in half, and then we square it. Negative 14 divided by 2 is negative 7. When you square negative 7, you get 49, and that's your value of c. So we're going to go ahead and insert c on both sides of our equation. So it should look like x squared minus 14x plus 49 equals negative 35 plus 49. We add that to both sides of our equation. Then we go ahead and simplify. We've got x squared minus 14x plus 49. On the right side, I can go ahead and combine this. Negative 35 and 49 gives me positive 14. Now I have a perfect square trinomial here, which we created by taking half of b and squaring it. So I should be able to factor this very quickly. It's going to be a binomial to the second power. I'm going to have x in the first part, and then I take a look at my b. Was my b positive or negative? It was negative, so I'm going to put that there. And then what was half of b? Half of b was 7. So I've got a negative 7 there. Okay, that is the portion here, the form that we have to select. So this is just like when we simplified it and we had a decimal. So we're going to go ahead and circle, and I just have a screen grab here. So I'm just going to highlight that, and I would type in 7 here. And then over here, I would type in 14. Next, we're going to go ahead and get rid of our square symbol. So we're going to take the square root of both sides. The square root of the left side is going to leave us with x minus 7. And on the right side, remember it's plus or minus when we take the square root of something. So it's plus or minus the square root of 14. From here, this is where we break it up into two little mini math problems. So I've got x minus 7 equals a positive square root of 14. I also have x minus 7 equals a negative square root of 14. I'm going to go ahead and add my 7 to both sides, and I'm going to write that before the square root sign. So I've got x equals positive 7, and then plus the square root of 14. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to add 7 to both sides, and again, I'm going to write it first. So I have x equals positive 7, and then minus square root of 14. These are the two answers that you're going to end up typing in over here. And we're going to need this sequence button, and we're going to need the square root symbol as well. So we're going to type in 7 plus square root 14. Go ahead and use your sequence button to get a comma, and then also 7 minus the square root of 14. And there you have it.